Well, this was my problem with my colleagues is when you post that one time and then you post it again and then you post it a third time, acting like no one is listening to you, maybe there's other recommendations you can share with your platform. Maybe people are listening and this virus is still going to get past your silly paper mask. I'm not saying that masks do nothing, and I'm not anti-mask. I respect our leaders in our government who make recommendations and requirements, and I follow those, all of those in my practice and when I'm out seeing patients. But we need to hold ourselves and our leaders, physicians, to a higher standard. If you're saying the same recommendation that I hear on daily news, keep your distance, wear a mask, and stay home, you're not helping anyone. I'm sorry, you're not. It's the same thing as when you go to a doctor and they say, eat a low-fat diet, and then you come back the next year and your numbers look worse and they put you on drugs. Eat a low-fat diet, and then the next year you're more sick and you've gained 3 pounds. Eat a low-fat diet. Maybe they're eating a low-fat diet. Maybe you don't need to get mad at everyone for not listening to you. Maybe they're listening to you and your recommendations are not fully effective. Maybe it's not like the nutrition recommendations, which are bad recommendations. Eating a low-fat diet is not a good recommendation. I'm not making a direct parallel to wearing masks and social distancing. I do think those are reasonable recommendations, but there's a plethora of other interventions we can do here. We can lose weight through lifestyle modifications. You're stuck at home. You don't need to eat yourself into the next 10 pounds. Why don't we teach people how to really eat? Why doesn't the government put money into giving everyone real meaningful nutrition education? Meaningful, not the same shit we've been giving to people. Why are you telling people to stay out of the sun when you know vitamin D is essential for hormone production and for your immune system? Why are you not supporting supplementation? Why are you only promising one solution, a vaccine? How is that the only solution? When has a vaccine ever been the only solution? I'm not even saying I'm right about everything. I just want people to think and ask questions and realize that saying the same thing over and over and over again when it doesn't work is called insanity. And that we need to think more broadly and we need to really, really evaluate if the man on the TV with the news logo is actually giving you good advice. And if seeing the same 3 doctors on TV giving the same recommendation is really smart, and maybe we should open our eyes and listen to more people. You know, this comes to question of the doctors that stood up and said, well, there are treatments for COVID. There are different ways to manage this.
You're talking about the censored doctors?
Yeah, they got censored. In fact, I won't be surprised if this gets censored because I'm a doctor and I'm taking a risk. I want everyone to realize, like, I'm nervous about saying this stuff, but I refuse to be on the front lines of this thing and know what's going on and keep my mouth shut because of fear, because the truth will come out. Like, the truth is going to come out. Like, the time, you can't hide from the truth and reality. So I'm going to be on the correct side of history, and I'm going to give people meaningful recommendations. And my patients who I aggressively replete vitamin D, whose BMIs are in an acceptable range, whose blood glucose and fasting insulin levels are in an acceptable range, those people don't die. And you'll see that, and the evidence for that is already out there. To fearmonger on TV and show you some quote-unquote healthy person that died, that's not happening. That shit happens. But the 99, 95, whatever that, it's a crazy high number. People that are dying and going to the hospital are sick people.
They were going to